Welcome to Mastermind with Maggie. Maggie Chula is a psychic channel for the Akashic Master Teachers. Together, they are experts on spiritual healing and helping you connect to your source of light, your soul. Join in a mastermind. Resolve your problems and create goals for the future. Build action steps that empower you to create your life in partnership with your soul wisdom. Problems can be on any subject: health and well-being, relationships, spiritual, emotional, or your connection to your soul. Manifesting your goals can be simple and easy. Join in the discussion. Mastermind solutions to problems. Create goals and action steps. Then move forward to a life full of possibilities. We invite you to come with your problems and leave with a plan.
What life is like beyond your experience here on Earth. What life on Earth is all about. Why are you here? What happens when you die? Or would you like to know how your beliefs and thoughts influence your well-being and your physical health? I want to help you learn ways to change your limited thinking and start to create endless possibilities. My name is Maggie Chula, and I am a psychic channel of love and light. I'm also a teacher of spiritual knowledge and self-healing concepts. I want to help you work with me and the master teachers to learn how you can do for yourself what I have learned to do with them. I come from an understanding that if one human being can accomplish something, then all human beings have access to that wisdom. In fact, I'll go beyond that and say, you can do more. You can create more. It is endless, the things that can be created. Now, the master teachers are divine beings of light who at this time are not incarnated into a physical life here on Earth or anywhere. They have chosen to devote their work to helping bring this knowledge of you, the divine being of light, to the earth at this time. They come through many teachers. I am not the only one, but I am one. And with their help, I have gone from a crippled little girl who was sick all the time, disrupting every single vacation the family had, to a woman who has had enormous success financially in the business world, spiritually with my connections, and physically. I do not take any medicines on a regular basis for any of the problems that I've had in the past, and I do not own any of those problems. They came to me to help me learn and to grow, and I did. And I want to help you learn and grow. So if you have any problems, any questions, or you just want to learn how to dialogue with your own council of light, I hope you join me on this show. Now, we do call this Mastermind with Maggie, and there are many different variations on Mastermind that we will come and help you understand. But Mastermind is based on the principle: two or more people working together create a synergy and intelligence greater than the sum of the individuals in the group. That's how it's been explained to me. And that means you and I, working together, will talk through any issues or concerns that you bring or desires to learn something new. We'll look at all the different possibilities and all the probabilities that can come to help you create this goal. And then together we'll come and work on what is the goal and how you can manifest it. What are tangible steps you can take? Now, I know working as a professional psychic and a spiritual counselor and teacher, that the very most important thing that I can help you with is to help you know you will never be perfect. I know. Can you believe that? I'm starting a radio show saying, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but we are divine. So how does that work? It works because perfection is the source. And we're all connected to that source vibration, which I call the Akasha, the Akashic vibration, the universal source energy. When I was younger, I called it the Great White Spirit. It's also known as God. It's the center point. It's the beginning, the ending, all in one. It's the vibration of the source. And in that vibration is your vibration, your source. So we are all connected, but the beauty of mankind, the beauty of being alive in a life here on earth is you're unique. You're unique even from your soul and all the other lifetimes your soul has had a chance to experience. And I do very much honor and recognize each and every human being listening to this podcast, each and every elemental, ascended master, the spirits that are here, and there are many of them. We've all lived before. We've all have everlasting life. And my most unique contribution to this lifetime is my knowing, my deep knowing of that truth. So I will talk about the Akasha and the Akashic records. The Akashic records are a repository. They're a place for where all this information is stored. If you're in technology, as I was, you can think of it as a great big huge database. And there are different ways, any number of ways that you can access that information. Just as when you write a system, there's 12, 13, 14 different ways probably that you can write and tell somebody to go from one thing to another. Same is true in the Akasha. Same is true with energy and vibration. It's fascinating because of the endless truth. We are all connected and we are all unique. Now, I also asked for this time because where I am, it's 11. And we're in the 11th minute of the 11th hour. And that's important to me. 11 is part of my soul language, is the understanding of numbers. And 11 represents the spiritual partnership, which I have with my own council of light, the divine beings who are with me at all times, helping me grow and accomplish my goals. And then there's also the Akashic master teachers. The master teachers belong to everybody. And we very well might share counsels also. But you have your own, and I have my own. And that's the principle of being separate. So we're going to mastermind, and we're going to use this time to solve problems, create solutions, and come up with action plans. We're also going to honor the fact that this is a radio show, so there will be breaks. And in that timing, that will give us all a chance to regroup, to rethink, to refocus. So this radio show is going to be every week on OMTimes live, noon Eastern, 11 Central on Mondays. And I can assure you the master teachers and I have made a commitment to be here every week. Now, there are going to be some little glitches, and that's just a human thing or a technology thing. It does not have to stop you. It doesn't have to stop me. And it's not going to. We're going to continue on. And I want you to know, I want to hear from you. I'm going to have people on this show. But right now, we're not set up with a platform where I can accept phone calls. However, I can call you during the show, and I would like to. So find me on Facebook at Maggie Chula, Psychic Channel and Spiritual Teacher. That's my business page. Send me a message or send me a message to my email, which is Maggie@MaggieChula.com. MaggieChula.com is my primary website, but as you're going to find out, I do have others. And with that, I would like to say thank you so much for being here with me and allowing me to share in this beautiful, sacred way of communicating with the masters. When we come back from our first break, we're going to start to talk about masterminding, how I got involved with it, how you can get involved with it, and how it really does help. So I am looking forward to sharing this with you. And I am looking forward to helping you know more about your divine council of light, your ability to be a light being, not only your ability, but how you actually are. And when you tune into the vibration of the earth and Mother Nature, your own soul, there is so much magic here for you. Manifesting can be easy and simple, and I'm going to help you learn some of those techniques so that it becomes that for you too. I expect miracles. I look for them. I know they exist. Come back again. Share this with me.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hi, this is Sylvia Henderson, intuitive life coach and energy healer. Are you ready to elevate and rise way above your normal? Be sure to listen to my show, Intuitive Transformations, on OMTimes Radio, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get the inspiration you need to transform your life.
Matt Connerton here. Join Jen Coffey and I twice a week for Matt Connerton Unleashed, a political talk show that's a little different than what you're used to. No liberal or conservative agenda here, just an honest dialogue about truth and how things really work in the world of politics. Matt Connerton Unleashed, every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
Are you stuck? Have you tried over and over to stop an addiction? Let go of self-sabotage? Do you have anxiety attacks or anger issues? Do you want to stop? Let go. Breathe. I can help. I have a 9-step spiritual healing path program that will lead you towards attaining balance and well-being in your life, body, and mind. Contact me. Go to MaggieChula.com and learn more. I'm here when you are ready.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
What I would like to do is just take a moment. Now, in a mastermind, we're going to go to that, what that is, but remember, it's more than one mind. It's more than one mind creates a synergy. And I want to start to talk about children. Children, not just the albino children, but children in general. There are children in the United States that are hungry, that are tired, that are scared, okay? So I want to take these issues. Let's bring them to the table and start to talk about them. How can we resolve them? What are the things that you can do rather than just listen to the news and feel hopeless, weak, whatever it is. I get that way myself. But I want to take this moment because right now I have a master teacher who's with me, who's sharing, we need to help lead people through this. So I want you right now to be with me as we go into a mastermind. And they're sharing with me that they don't want me to tell you who's coming through. You can read our book. It's called Open the Doorway to Your Soul. As a matter of fact, I just on my website also put down all the audios and all the podcasts that created that show, because I'm telling you, they've been channeling so much information. When I was gearing up for this show, I actually could do 3 years. That's what they told me I'll be doing. 3 years, 50 weeks. Live. And I was like, okay, that's overwhelming. We're not gonna think about that again. And they said, you don't have to. You just have to show up. So here I am showing up. And what we want you to do right now is to think about this. There are children, maybe even your children, who are scared, who feel hopeless, who don't have a sense of security and safety. And it is those children that we want to send some light and love to right now. Right now, I want you to take a moment with me and just breathe. And when I breathe, I always visualize, imagine, and feel I am breathing in the breath of life, the light that's coming to me right from the Creator, right from the source of all that is. I breathe in this breath of life and I let it light up every part of my body. I just let it light up my body and I can feel my cells tingling with this light vibration. I can feel the light permeate every part of my being. And when I am in this connection, I also sense a column coming straight from the universal source, straight from my source. And this column of light engulfs me completely, my physical body, my energy, everything. And it goes all the way down. It goes right into the heart of the earth. So I want you to think of that right now. This beautiful light that's all around you coming. And as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in that light and you're going to go and send it right to the heart of the earth, right to the heart of this beautiful planet. Happy, loving, so happy that you are connected to this earth and you as a being of light on this earth have power beyond measure. So now connected, grounded, safe, knowing you are in this vibration of light, I want you to think right now of these children, of all the children of the earth, all the children of the earth, and we're going to send connections for them. I'm going to see them connected up to their own light. I want you to help me do this. By helping me and by creating this visual together, we are sending these seeds of light to every person on the earth, not just the children. Let's send everyone we know light vibration. First of all, it will help you. Even if it's somebody you're not too sure you care about, sending them light, seeing them in their light, seeing them connected to the light will set you free. I know this. The vibration of the light is greater than any of the shadows or the smoke or the illusions that are being shared with us at all times. So let's see all these beautiful beings of light lit up. Let's see ourselves helping to pour that light vibration through every person, every animal, every being on this earth. And let's remember, Earth, Gaia, is a being. She is a wonderful, sacred being who chooses a life that supports life. Now, can you think of a better role model for us as humans? For us, than Gaia, than this beautiful, beloved planet who is sharing her life force with you. So you have life. Because don't ever forget this. You would not be a human being on Earth if Gaia didn't allow it. Okay, so that's number one. Seeing the light, seeing the vibration. Now let's see these children, the children who are scared and worried and nervous, who might not get enough food. They have their beings of light. They have their angels with them. We're going to see the angels with them. The most incredible thing I ever learned was when I went to Guatemala. I was in the midst of the most beautiful, beautiful visions of Earth. And I saw people living in paper shanties. And my husband and many others were looking at them and thinking, how sad, they have nothing. How sad. And I was looking and thinking, you get to see this beautiful, beautiful space on Earth. You get to be in this vibration of Earth. And I tuned into the joy, into the laughter. They don't know that they're not living in a skyscraper in New York City, the greatest city on Earth. No, they don't know that. Thank goodness. I've been to New York. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying we are not all the same. We don't pick the same things. But here's what we should pick as people, just as people. Number one, this is an abundant world. The Earth is abundant. If we leave things alone, there's more than enough for all. Oh, did you hear that? If we, humans, leave things alone, there's more than enough for all. And if we, as humans, pitch in and help and do our part, we can cause a great change in this world. In fact, we are the only ones who can, because the animals are doing their piece. The trees, Mother Nature, they're doing their part. They're doing their part. We're the ones who have to do our part. So think of those children. Do you have enough love inside you to send them that love and know that they have their angels, that they're connected to their source, that they can and do serve a purpose? What if that purpose is to help you step out of the fears that are controlling you, to see the greater picture? No one sent you here to be fearful. No one sent you here to think all these lower vibrational thoughts. And you're living in the greatest time of Earth and human consciousness, because slavery's been abolished. You are not a slave. And if you are a slave, please reach out. There are lots of places to go. There are a lot of different people reaching for you. Let's talk to the angels. Let's let our connection to the source share that we know there's a better way. We are part of the light vibration. We are moving forward to be the solutions the world needs. We're going to go help the trees speak so that we know they give us oxygen. They help us breathe the air. The trees have wisdom and knowledge beyond anything you and I as human beings have ever seen about how to live on Earth. Let's reach out and share. There's abundance here. There are ways to help turn around the tide so we can clean the waters of the earth again and we can be nourished. We do not need to keep raping the earth. We can start to nourish and encourage her and her growth. Have you ever noticed when we leave a piece of the forest alone, it grows again. It grows again. Nature will find its balance. We as human beings need to find our balance. Are we the protectors and the defenders? Are we here to enjoy the beauty that's all around us? Can we look in our heart and say, I have more than I will ever need. Let me reach out and help others. And when you reach out and help, it turns that switch inside you and you start to think about possibilities. You start to grasp the light and say, I can control this. Let me contribute 50 cents towards helping this. Let me contribute what I can. Maybe I want to go help out, show other areas in the world how to work with their water so it feeds their crops. There's always a way, and we can use each and every one of you to light up your possibilities to help the world, to help the earth. And in so doing, you help yourself. You'll help yourself and you'll start to feel better. It's the number one way to start to feel better. Get out of the limits that are holding you back and start to see, where can I fit in? Where do I fit in? Not where I don't fit in. What are my limits? But where do I fit in? And what can I bring? And maybe I don't channel, but I've got strong arms and I can go dig a dirt hole that becomes a well. You can do it. You have enough. I ask you right now to remember you are here for a purpose. Please help others. You have more than enough. We all do.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hello, I'm Miriam Knight of New Consciousness Review, inviting you to my new show where I interview the rising stars of the conscious awakening. We'll explore the many faces of consciousness in action and intriguing perspectives on life, the universe, and everything in between. Join us each Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern on the Rising Stars Show.
The name is Bond, James Bond.
No, the name is Joe, The Joe Show. And we are returning back for our 9th season here on OMTimes Radio. So tune in every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on OMTimes.com/mobile. You can take us wherever you go. Yeah!
Do you want to connect to your magical child, merge your passions and creativity, unlock your imagination, and play with the angels? Come learn the Akashic vibration process with me, Maggie Chula, and the master teachers of the Akasha. Together we will mastermind, exploring questions, issues, blocks, creating possibilities, then ground your creations into your current timeline. Contact me. Go to MaggieChula.com and learn more. Create new possibilities today.
Conscious media for conscious minds. OMTimes.
All right. So thank you once again for being here on my first show, Mastermind with Maggie. And on this part of the podcast, the show, I wanted to talk to you about what is a mastermind. Why in the world do I call this show that? Well, Mastermind first came, I think, formally into the mind of the human consciousness through Napoleon Hill in his timeless classic, Think and Grow Rich. Did you know that? Think and Grow Rich introduced the concept of masterminding. Now, I also studied this with neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, on Richard Bandler. And there's another woman I wanted to remember, Mary Reynolds, I think is her name. Yes. She's also done a lot of work with masterminding. Masterminding is actually a concept that helps you by, as I said, it goes under the understanding that when two or more are together, it creates a synergy of intelligence and you have access to more information. Now, oddly enough, this is also what happens when you work with the Akasha and the Akashic records. Although my way of working with them is kind of like steroids, Akashic records on steroids, because it's not just the records. There's so much more there. And through that process, I was working with many of the archangels. I have recently, within the past year or two, found out that Archangel Jeremiel and Archangel Metatron truly are the keepers of the structure of the records of the Akasha and the way you can get in and retrieve information. So I would say, going back to my technical friends, that they might be the DBAs, the database administrators. But you don't need to work with them to be able to work with the Akasha or the Akashic records. Many people do it in prayers, meditations. I use guided visualizations. So there's a lot of different ways, once again, any number of ways to get there and to work with that. But getting back to Napoleon Hill, what I loved about him is when I was in my corporate persona, and I did that for 21 years. I was a very successful project leader in information systems. And in that role, I had to play a lot of pieces. My favorite was doing JAD sessions, was doing those joint application and development. And what you do is you get in a group of people, and in there you say every single person, no matter whether you're the president of the company or you are you're the technical expert for claims, whoever it is you are, you have an equal voice. You have an equal share. Everyone's knowledge is important. But you do want to have one person who is who gets to make the decision, just in case you come up to that place, because when you're doing a JAD, you only have a set amount of time, sort of like a radio show. You have a set amount of time. And in that time, you want to get to the solutions. You want to bring out the requirements. You want to get into what's the problem and what are some probabilities and some solutions. Now, the hardest part is to keep people from the design. Okay. The hardest part is to say, oh, and it has to have this and it has to have that. And I think it needs to go over there. Same with manifesting, really, because what the masters teach is that no, your part is to see it, feel it, know it, share it, be it, That's how you can achieve it. But going back to Napoleon Hill, so he wrote a book that, is highly regarded from the business point of view, from people who are not spiritual, psychic, or anything like that, but people who master business. And people who want to make money, who want to be financially abundant. So those are really good qualities. I don't think that they have to go outside of what I do. As a matter of fact, I use them very much. So Napoleon wrote something, though, that I really loved, and that was he has this technique he called the invisible counselor. And in that technique, he created his mastermind group. Now, he chose who he wanted to be in this mastermind group, and he chose people who were great leaders, such as Henry Ford. in his time. And he also chose people like Lincoln, who he didn't know, didn't exist. And by now, Lincoln's record had closed because he had died. So he wasn't a life on Earth anymore. He had died. So he chose these different beings, and he would set aside time every day and sit and talk with them. He'd see them in his circle with him, and he would sit and he would dialogue with them, and he would get their feedback. He realized he might have gone a little too far when one day Lincoln and Ford were arguing. They were arguing about something, and that's when he took a step back and went, whoa, what is this? Well, it really is not very different from what I do. And you're going to find that out. Now, my invisible counselors, or my council of light, just happen to be archangels and ascended masters and, all these different beings. But you've got to understand, I started working with them when I was a little kid. I was born, as I have shared with many people, cripple. Well, here's what that meant. What we know from today. We knew that my legs were bent, so my feet, pointed right at each other. And my grandmother, said they were pretty bad, bow-legged and all. And back then they put you in steel shoes, leg braces with a bar, okay, to separate it because they knew that, your legs can straighten out and everything, but you had to do that. So can you imagine this little kid, and then what do you do with this kid? She's either laying down or you prop her up or something, but she's not moving. And most of the time there weren't a lot of anyone who wanted to be with me and play with me. So I had to go outside that and work with my imagination or these beings of light, these little sprinkle of lights I could see. Because the other thing was, turns out I can't see without glasses or the special contacts they make for me, which nobody knew until I started first grade, because I was also already knew how to read music. I already knew how to read all these different things. So here I am, this blind as a bat, can't move little person. No wonder I could tune into the vibrations of the angels and the other beings that were around me. So they really did become my invisible counsel. Okay. So this is a technique that is used by many people, whether they're going to share that out loud with others or not. And it's even a concept that I used in my business world that we called a JAD session, a joint application and design. So you can use it though and take this concept to create changes in your life. Because what I'm offering you here is the chance to come onto this show and let's talk through something. Now, it doesn't have to be you're going to come on here, and hopefully it isn't. You're going to come on here and say, I hate my husband and I don't know what to do. Help me. That's interesting, and that's interesting for you. But this is a show I really, really want to speak to as many people as possible. I want to start to help people, everybody, see you can do this. Together we can do this. There's a lot of people who want to do this. So as I said before, we're not going to be able to have calls. Maybe later on we'll be able to do that. And in that case, I will open up the lines every now and then to do that. But what I'm going to do is start to pick topics, and I want to talk about them and start to work on how to brainstorm solutions and how to work on different tests to get going. Not the whole force. You don't have to see everything we're going to do, but what are the first couple of steps? So I started to think about my own issues here. How am I asking people to call in? They can't even call in. I mean, that seems to be a problem. What am I going to do here? So right away, I sensed from some friends who've been on OMTimes and are having wonderful radio shows that they know how to, they call people. They can call people. So they have set up different places where you can connect with them, let them know that you're open to this, and during the show we'll set this up and I will call you. And that works. I think that's going to work. So for right now, that's what we want to do, because what we'd like to do is take these segments and break them up so that it's a real teaching experience each and every week. So saying that, I'm going to say once again, remind you, you can send me a message on Facebook, and I'd like you to use my business page, because my personal page, I mean, I have a personal life. I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother. I'm married to my soulmate. I have lots of different people that I care about, and they may or may not be interested in this show. So I want a chance to have my own life. But as Maggie Chula, psychic channel spiritual teacher, please come. Put it there. That's for you. I also have the Akashic vibration process, maybe. Oh, I should look that up. But you'll find me there. That's my educational Facebook. So I want to remind you once again, I do want you on the show. That's great. We want to be sure to brainstorm. And one of the things that came from my brainstorm about how am I going to do this show with a call in, and how am I going to do this show so that we can get people on? And they showed me right away. This is one of the ways we'll do it. You can send me an email. You can go on to my MaggieChula.com, go under contact, send me an email. Tell me what you would like to hear, what you want to work on. Another thing that they wanted me to share is that, we want to know topics. We want to know some of the things you're going to do. And plus then, now I know I can call out to others during the show. So we're going to set those things up. They're already in place. I'm already on Facebook. Things are popping. And remember that this is a way we're going to start to work. Now, that doesn't mean I have all the answers for this show right now, because this show's going to get to change and evolve as I change and evolve, and as the connection do. Because the one thing about the Akasha, I want you to remember, the records, any of it, every single day it grows and expands. As I'm learning new skills, those skills go up there. Those skills and that ability goes up into the Akasha, and you can retrieve it. This isn't the time or place to share with you exactly how to retrieve all of that, but it is a time to say, anything I can do, you can do. Let's do this together. Let's get going. Let's start to make this happen. I'm so ready for this change. I hope you are too.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Do you want to be a better communicator? Do you want to better connect with the important people in your life? Do you want to enrich your relationships? If so, join me, Matthew Cooper, on the Positive Control System Show every Wednesday evening at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on OMTimes Radio. I'll meet you there.
Have you ever wondered, what is the purpose of life? How can I do more, have more, be more? Do you want to talk to your angels, your higher wisdom? Have you tried? But here you are. I invite you to come take a class in the Akashic vibration process. Learn the language of your soul. Enhance your soul connection. Expand your soul vibration. Contact me. Go to MaggieChula.com and learn more. Let me help you interpret the language of your soul.
The future of Internet radio is here. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
brainstorming with the Akashic Masters about was, you know what? We've got these segments, we've got these commercials, we've got these breaks. I was beginning to panic a little, only because I want so much to help you feel them and to know you're supported, you're safe, you're grounded. And that's why I'm really glad that it came up that what we wanted to teach you today, what we hope that you can take away from this show is the power that you have, the control you have. And all it takes is a breath. All you have to do is breathe in the breath of life. Visualize, imagine, or feel this beautiful healing energy coming right to you. When you do that, also allow yourself to feel, sense, and know you are connected to the source of all that is, to your source, to the angels. Then do something for the earth. Take that beautiful light and run it all the way through your body, through your feet, and go deeply to the heart of the planet, wherever that happens to be for you. I love to go to the North Shore of Lake Superior. Now, I live in the St. Croix Valley on the Wisconsin side, but I have been born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota. Lake Superior has always been, if you will, my ocean. Now, I've been to other oceans. I understand the people who really live by them go, no, it's a lake. But honestly, it's bigger than one of the oceans. So let's just bear with me here. When you're sitting on the rocks and you're letting that magnificent energy from the water just crest on the rocks and wash all the way through you, that's my happy heart space. That's it. If I bring my crystals also, there I am. So when I bring myself and I send this energy to the heart of the earth, I send it to her trees, I send it to the crystals, I send it to the crystal cave below me. I send it all around. Okay. So now I'm connected to my source. I'm connected to the earth. And you know the other thing I just did? I gave a layer of protection around me. I'm able to go out now into the day, work with different people, and I stay centered, grounded, and healthy. And one of the reasons is as I'm connected to my source, so I do that first, always do that first. Then I go and I ask, now show me the children of the earth. Show me all these beautiful little beings on earth. And let me remember they are divine beings of light. They have their own counsel. They have their own light. Let me share and connect that light to them. Let me know in my heart there's a reason for every life here on earth. There's a life, there's a reason, there's a purpose. Now let me light up all the people around them, all the adults, all the educators, all the ones who are helping. Let me light all the people of the earth now, reminding myself that we're all here for a reason, for a purpose. There are no accidents. Remind me of that when I look at the news and I start to get anxious. Show me the earth and let me bring my love and my positive feelings to her. For if you've ever worked with energy, and I know many of you have, you will learn this. You see the energy, you have it flow through you. You do not direct where the energy goes. The energy knows where to go. I direct it to either my client or the earth or wherever. Now, the difference is when I'm working with you for your healing, I will be the watcher. I will be the one in quantum physics who knows you can do it. And I have watched lungs materialize right before me. It's sort of interesting. It's like an MRI. It just zzz, 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 and it creates. And it works. But I also know I'm not doing it. You have to do it. You have to know this. So the best way we can help our children is to help them know this truth. There are people here. There are ways of helping. I stay in the power of knowing who I am, a divine being of light and love. And that's why I share with people, what's my title? Psychic Channel. And here's why. Because I've studied this. I've worked at this. I've trained at this. I affirm we're all psychic. It's just a word. What it means is you use more of that part of your brain the human scientists cannot quite figure out. You use this energy, this connection that you have, that you are. I can see these beautiful little beings of light in what I call the hallway between life on earth and life after life. In this hallway, I will see beings who are about within 2 years of leaving the earth or within 2 years of coming. That's sort of the timeline. Sometimes I skip ahead. Sometimes I skip into the past. It just depends. But if we're in session, that's where it is. I also ask. I've learned to ask. So every day after I connect up to my own source, after I connect into the heart of the earth, after I share that I am protected, I am safe, I am light, then I start to ask, okay, here's my goal. Here's what I'm doing. I am creating a radio show that I hope can empower, help heal, and inspire all who listen. That's what I'm doing. And I say, you angels, you beings that are with me, I need you to do your part. Send that up there. Let them know. Let all these beautiful beings know I'm going online, 11 a.m. my time, Mondays. Come be with me. Help share this vibrational energy. Now, don't worry if you can't hear this live, because it will be replayed. Isn't that great? That's one of the great things about OMTimes. They're going to let me replay this several times during the week. And then, you know what? Then, like 24 hours after the live show, there's actually going to be a link on the page so you can go to the archives. Many people have followed me as I've done my podcasts, and I did them on Blog Talk, and I've got to thank all of you. I could not have become this clear a channel of light without working at it. It takes a work ethic that says, I will do this. I will not let myself say, oops, I stumbled. It didn't work. Well, that's it. I'm not going to do this again. No. You know what I would do? I'd say, okay, let me think that. What happened? Was there a blip in my brain? Did I just not, get that connection? What happened and how can I make it better? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have eaten that big breakfast. Maybe I shouldn't have 2 cups of coffee. Whatever it is. That's how you start to identify it, and you start to put a step in place. 1 step, 2 steps. You don't have to see the whole ending. But to manifest, it's really great to know where you're going. So here's where I'm going and where I hope you go with me. I'm going to be here every week. I keep saying 1 year. The master teachers say 3. Whatever. We're going to be here. We're going to be here every week. I want you to come. Please bring your problems. Bring issues. Bring concerns. They can be on anything. They can be physical health. Maggie, help me with cancer. How do I deal with cancer? We know how to do that. Help me with grief. They've helped in any number of things. I literally do not have to channel one more new thing. We have enough for 150 classes. I stopped when I got to that far. Okay. But next week, my topic is going to be on low energy. Do you ever suffer from fatigue? Is it sometimes so hard for you to move through your day, you just want to give up before you even begin? Well, the master teachers and I are going to examine that, what might be taking place within your mind or your emotions to make this situation a physical reality, how you might be able to sense this in your body, see the evidence within your life, and then we're going to dialogue and share different methods and ways to help you create a vision for your new reality. We're going to offer simple steps to help you use the tools and share ways to see these changes that are occurring. So we're going to go forward, and let me know if you like this show, if you have topics you want to discuss, if you want someone to come on. I know that I'm really hoping to get, yes, I'm going to say it, Carolyn Mays on this show. I studied everything she's ever written. I love her. It is a goal of mine, but I want her to come on and share positive ways people can move forward in their life. I'm going to reach out to some of my friends who are already on the radio. I want to reach out to a lot of people. If you want to be here, reach back out. You can find me, MaggieChula.com. I'm not hiding. And don't forget that we have a book out there, a book called Open the Doorway to Your Soul. Those are completely channeled. I took the original podcasts and transcribed them. We tried to put some English knowingness into it, but let me remind you once again, these beings of light do not speak English. No, of course they don't. It's a vibration. You're learning your soul language. How do you interpret what these beings are sharing with you? How do they interpret you? That's actually more what I teach people. How can they interpret you? How are you interpreting them? I've studied everything I can get my hands on. I'm in 2 classes right now. Another person I adore to the day I die is Doreen Virtue. So I highly recommend both of them. There are so many though. It's like picking, I don't even know what it would be like. But anyway, love you. Come back. Love you. Thank you.